channel. So it is Wear Test Wednesday. If you are new to my channel, then every Wednesday I test out a product. I do a lot of complexion products like foundations and primers and concealers and stuff like that. And I just got a bunch of new foundations. And so again, we are doing a foundation. Foundations are my favorite to test out because I feel like those are the most, like, what we look forward to whenever we're testing out the wear time on something. Like, we really want to see how our foundation lasts throughout the day. So today I will be testing out the Hourglass Vanish foundation stick. I'm super excited about this. I've heard a lot of really good things about it. However, I am also very nervous because I don't usually like stick foundations. The only stick foundation I have ever liked is the Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation stick, and that one is like everything that you want in a foundation. It is so beautiful. The reason I am not reaching for it a lot recently is just because I feel like I've gotten even more pale and it's just a little too dark for me, the one that I have. So, but I freaking love it. Anyways, let's get into it. So I already have this product pulled up on my Sephora app here. The full title of it is the Hourglass Vanish Seamless Finish Foundation Stick. It says right off the bat the coverage is full. It's not medium, sheer, full. It is just full. It's for sensitive, normal, dry, combination, and oily, so for all skin types. And it says that it has a natural finish, which is interesting. By natural, in case you don't know, that just means that it's not going to be dewy, it's not going to be matte, it's just going to be kind of somewhere in between. Natural is also sometimes considered satin. They're kind of the same thing. Under the what it is section, it says it's a long-wearing foundation stick with the coverage of a concealer, fluidity of a fluid, and the weightlessness of a powder for invisible full coverage. Ooh, high promises. All right. Under the what it does section, it says a foundation and a concealer in one. This foundation's concentrated formula is infused with double the amount of pigments versus traditional foundations for instant full coverage in one application. The long-wearing waterproof formula provides 12-hour coverage, and the innovative formula adjusts to your body temperature to effortlessly blend into your skin. Encased in a unique triangular bullet for precise application along the contours of the face, it can be used to contour and highlight. It features an array of shades and is designed specifically to be used with the Vanish foundation brush for the most seamless finish. Formulated without parabens, sulfates, and phthalates. And then it has a bunch more information about the product, like formulation and stuff like that. But that's all I'm going to read. If you want to look more into it, Sephora is really great about writing a really good description about the product and going really into detail. I feel like a lot of times the company themselves may write these or they give Sephora the information. I don't really know, but that's what it seems like because they all seem to be like pretty different. But that's just under the what else you need to know section. So you're more than welcome to check that out. And this foundation retails for $46, which for Hourglass is a pretty good price. So, like normal in my wear test, I will be applying a primer to one side of my face to see how the foundation looks by itself and how it looks on top of a primer. And right now I am already wearing the Too Faced Hangover RX primer all over my face because to me this is more just a moisturizer than it is a primer. It's super hydrating. It has hyaluronic acid, coconut water, and probiotics, which is really great if you are acne prone. Probiotics in your skin will fight bad bacteria, just FYI. But on the right side of my face, I am going to be applying the Cover FX Blurring Primer. Freaking love this stuff. It is everything to me. I'm just going to put a little bit of that on the right side of my face. We'll do a little bit on the chin. By the way, I don't know what is going on with my skin today, but like I've been super happy with my skin recently until this morning. I woke up and I was like, what's going on? What I think it is that I did the Herbivore resurfacing mask last night and I think it did exactly what it says it does in the sense that it pulls everything to the surface, and so I feel like all the junk that was in my skin, it's just pulling everything to the surface, and I'm like, ah! So I think I might try to do it again tonight. I'm gonna read the directions and make sure that I can do it 2 nights in a row. I'm gonna try to do it again tonight in hopes that it kind of just like purges everything. Oh, and since I have a nose piercing, I'm going to try to avoid this area of my nose, so there will still be a little bit of redness around in this area because the guy told me not to put any makeup on it and I don't want to get it infected because I want it to heal as soon as possible. So yeah, I'm going to read the suggested usage on Sephora.com or the Sephora app. Formulation is highly concentrated. Only a small amount is needed. Start with less and blend. Gradually add more as necessary. For best results, blend foundation with Vanish Seamless Foundation Brush. Pretty much just apply it directly and then blend it in with a brush. They say their foundation brush, but obviously they're gonna say their own foundation brush. So I'm gonna use my foundation brush because that's what I have. Oh, and I have the shade Porcelain, by the way. So we're just gonna start in the center of the face. I'm gonna start with that and we'll add more if need be. All right, and to buff it in, I'm gonna use the Sephora 202 Multitasker Face Brush. And mine is still a little bit wet with brush cleaner. So I'm gonna wait for it to dry. Guys, I got a new chair and look, I can spin. It's so cute. I love this chair. Maybe I will get on my phone and show you guys while my brush is drying. I got it at Ross. It was only like 50 bucks. Usually these chairs are like $100 probably at least. I'll show you. So this is it. It's so cute. It has a little lever so I can heighten it, and it gets pretty dang tall. So like if I ever need it for clients to sit in and stuff like that, I can use it for that. But then while I'm filming my videos, it goes short enough for me to film my videos. So if you notice that I'm sitting a little bit higher in my video, like you're not seeing as much of my background, that is why, because this chair is, the seat is much more higher than that chair, which is what I was sitting in. So yeah, but I freaking love it. It's so cute. I'm gonna go ahead and lightly start to buff this in. So if you guys saw my foundation routine video, then you know that I have been using this foundation underneath my YSL All-in-One Glow foundation to add a little bit more coverage to that one. So like I'll put this guy on first and then I'll blend the All-in-One Glow on top of it to kind of make it blend easier and stuff like that. But I use the Vanish stick to give the All-in-One Glow more coverage because I had a feeling that I wasn't going to like the coverage or the texture of the All-in-One Glow by itself, and as of right now, I'm still feeling that way. All that to say that I have worn this before, but I only have worn it under the YSL Touche Eclat All-in-One Glow foundation. I have not worn this foundation by itself yet. Yeah, as of right now, I'm really not a big fan. Just to be quite frank. I just feel like there's so much texture on my nose. Like it's just blending weird. I don't know what it's doing. Like it's clinging to all these weird patches. Anyways, I'm gonna go in with a second layer because I definitely want a little bit more coverage. And I'm just gonna try working in small areas at a time because I feel like it might be setting before I can fully buff it in. I mean, that's better, but it's still not, I don't know, it's just not my favorite texture. Like, this is how I feel like foundation sticks always look, at least on me. I'm just like, I don't know, I don't like it. Okay, honestly, on this side, like where the blurring primer is and everything, it looks super, super nice and smooth. But on this side, it looks really textured. So let me apply more on this side and see if we can kind of smooth that out a little bit, or maybe it could just be the primer that's really helping with that texture. Yeah, it's definitely the primer that's helping with the texture on this side, because this side, honestly, like I really like the way it looks right here, but right here and pretty much everywhere else, not a fan. Really, really not a fan. I don't like the way that it looks on my chin, but I like the way that it looks on my chin better than other places. This place doesn't look as smooth as this area, and I did apply primer here. Like, it's making my skin look like it's really dry, which my skin isn't dry. I just applied a hydrating primer. But for some reason on my nose, it's just not cute. Like, dang. Yeah, it says that it's a foundation and a concealer in one, but I am having issues with it like fully covering up my redness. It's not showing as much in camera, but in real life, like especially on my nose, it looks so patchy on my nose. I cannot smooth it out on my nose. I don't know why. Maybe this is like one of those foundations that you have to let it kind of sit and warm up to the skin before it starts to look really soft and natural. So I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt, and I'm going to not put any powder or concealer or anything on top of it. I'm also about to go film a tutorial, so I'm just gonna let it sit on my bare skin just by itself and see how it kind of warms up to the skin, hopefully it'll kind of melt into it and really look a lot more natural and not look so patchy and textured. So I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt. Let me go film this tutorial and I will hop back on because I'm really curious. I think this time I'm actually gonna film me applying my concealer and everything on top of it, which I don't normally do unless I have an issue with it. But this one I'm really curious to see how everything blends on top of it. So I will be back before I apply any of my concealer or anything like that. So I'll see you in a minute. Alright you guys, I have my eyes almost completely done except for the lower lash line on my right eye, which I wanted to wait on so that I can apply my concealer and everything here with you. I did apply my concealer on this side as you can see because I needed to do my lower lash line and kind of figure out what I was doing, but I'm going to apply it on this side. And guys, this foundation is just, it is not working for me. It's breaking up on my nose even more and I haven't even touched it. Definitely sitting into my forehead's fine lines, which is nothing unusual, but still nothing that I like. My chin looks patchy. The only place that it looks nice is right in here where I applied that primer. So I don't know, everywhere else just looks really dry and patchy and I'm not liking it. Let's see how everything blends on top of it. So I'm just going to take my Lancome Teint Idole Ultra Wear Camouflage Concealer. This is in the shade 110 Ivoire. Ivory. I think it's just like the French word for ivory. And I'm just going to use that to color correct my dark circles. Using a very, very small amount. So that blended totally perfectly fine on top of it. And now I'm just going to put a little smidge of concealer just to brighten up the under eyes a little bit. And bring that down underneath onto my nose area just to help to conceal and even it out a little bit. Oh goodness, I just do not like the way my nose looks. Like this is usually how my nose looks at the end of the day with most foundations, to where it starts separating and getting patchy and stuff like that. And it's just not cute. So let me just take a little bit of that concealer down the center of my nose, my cupid's bow, and my chin like usual. I'm hoping that the formula of this concealer will kind of even everything out a little bit, but I don't have high hopes. I mean, it looks better, it looks more even now on my nose, but it still looks so dry. So dry. Like my nose has never looked like this with a foundation on. I do not much care for it. So now I'm just going to take a little bit of my Laura Mercier Loose Translucent Setting Powder and apply that with my powder puff here. Apply that around my nose area as well. I mean, it looks better with the powder on because the Laura Mercier powder is just amazing and magic in a little tin container. What? Golly, my nose. It looks so textured. Like this is the kind of texture and look that I'm like, man, I hope that I don't run into anybody that I know that knows that I'm a makeup artist, because this is not the best example of my artistry. Can't get over it. Okay, but I'm gonna stop talking about it. Let me go off of camera and I'm just going to apply all of my bronzer and blush and highlight and everything. I'm also gonna finish off my under eye and I'll hop back on here and do a quick little check-in before we go throughout the rest of our day. Alright you guys, so I just got done applying the rest of my face, which by the way, if you want to see this tutorial, it should be up already. I will link it right here so that you can hop on over there and watch it. I will also try to remember to link it down in the description box. I tend to forget to do that, but I'm gonna try, okay? So, I'm not very happy with this foundation right now. As I was applying my highlight on my nose, like just doing little sweeping motions over my nose, it literally just picked it up. Like, I'm gonna have to try to smooth this over. It looks so bad. Totally fine on my chin and my cheekbones. It's really just my nose area that's like giving me a hard time here. Like, I don't know what is going on. My forehead looks pretty dry with this foundation. I mean, everywhere looks a little bit dry. The only place again that it looks good is right in here, and it just looks like normal. It doesn't look like anything spectacular. Overall, I feel like I just look textured, and I look like my skin is dehydrated, and my skin is not dehydrated or textured right now, so I don't know what the sitch is. But anyways, that is my check-in for right now. Let's see how this wears throughout the day. Maybe it'll be a really long wearing foundation. I do like the idea of having a stick foundation because then it's easy to throw into your bag and just kind of touch up throughout the day. Right now I'm feeling like the texture of it is really not worth it, but we shall see. Maybe it'll kind of melt into my skin a little bit more. That's kind of how the NARS stick foundation was for me, but right now I really don't have high hopes. So let's see how this wears throughout the days. Yes, I'm gonna wear this for days. Throughout the day. I will see you guys in a little bit. So here is how we are looking, and it is not much better. Not at all. From a distance, it looks okay. It's whatever. My mascara is smudging because that is the story of my life. The freaking story of my life, and there's nothing that I can do about it. Believe me, I've tried. Anyways, foundation still looking very textured, very dry, very all the ways that I don't want my foundation to look. Like from a distance, it honestly looks very smooth and very nice. Like if you look at it from all the way over here, it's like, oh yeah, girl, what foundation are you wearing, you know? But up close, I mean, and you really don't even have to be that close. Like I'm not excited about the appearance of it, you know? It's just, I still feel like my skin has looked so much better. Like I way prefer my YSL foundation, even my Smashbox foundation, which the Smashbox foundation, even that one has a pretty dry texture, but with this one, it's just like, my skin has never looked just so dehydrated, and it's gotten a little bit better as my oils and stuff have kind of come up throughout the day. Like I don't feel like it looks as patchy on my nose. Yeah, I feel like it doesn't look as patchy on my nose, but it still looks pretty patchy and dry and just like, I don't know. However, I will say that it hasn't really moved much. It has moved a little bit on my chin area. Like it's already worn off, but that's pretty normal. Like I feel like we touch this area, like we go like this and stuff like that. So we touch that area of our face a lot. So that I'm not really that mad about. It has broken up around my nose a little bit, but nothing that's super crazy. Let's see. I applied this around 1:30-ish, maybe closer to 2-ish. No, I feel like it was like around 1 or 1:30, and it's now probably around, yeah, it's a little past 8:30 right now, so it's been on for a while, a good like 6 hours right now, and yeah, I mean, it looks good. Like the longevity is pretty normal right now. It's just, I cannot get over the texture of it. So that is still how I'm feeling. We shall see. I'm planning on wearing it till about midnight, and yeah, maybe not quite that late, but yeah, we shall see. So I'll do another check-in in a little bit. Alright guys, so it is the end of the day. It is now a little past 1 o'clock in the morning, and this foundation has just gone downhill. I mean, it is more textured, it is more patchy, the way that it looks on my forehead is horrendous. It has worn off my chin, which is normal. It has gotten really patchy in here, which is really unusual. Like I don't usually have that problem, but that's fine. Has separated quite a bit around my nose area, which isn't super unusual, but this is like really bad. I mean, this is only 12 hours of wear, but 12 hours is quite a long time. But still, I have foundations that work way better than this one, and they look better starting off. Like this one still looks super textured, even patchy around this area. I mean, I don't even know what's going on. I never have issues with my foundation looking weird around here, and it looks weird. Like it looks textured and just not cute. I just feel like everything has just fallen apart. It has stayed looking dry. It has stayed looking textured. It has enhanced my fine lines and my pores, and just everything that you don't want a foundation to do. And I've heard people say that this works good for dry skin, and I'm like, I don't know about that. I don't even have the driest of dry, and this has made my skin look incredibly dry. I mean, it's weird because the texture of it looks super dry, but then it also has this really nice glow. So it's like the glow would look really great on dry skin, but then the texture, it still feels like, I don't know, most of the time with like glowy foundations, they don't look super textured. Most of the time you get that texture with like a matte foundation, but with this one it's like the texture and the glow. It's just very strange. It has moved around a lot. It has separated a lot. It has gotten patchy. I'm not a fan. I'm gonna say it's not worth the, what was it, $45, $46, $47? around there somewhere, it's not worth it to me. With my skin type, which I feel that my skin is pretty easy, I don't have issues with texture. I don't have issues with like large pores or breakouts or oily skin or dry skin or anything like that. Like my skin is really normal. And with this not working with my skin type, I don't really know who it would work with. Because of the glow that it has, I don't know if it would work well with oily skin. And because of the texture that it has, I know for sure that it won't work well with dry skin. So I don't really know. Maybe I'll figure out a way to use this that I like it. I mean, I do use it with my YSL Touche Eclat All-in-One Glow foundation, and I really like it with that. I feel like some ingredient in here makes this a lot smoother. Like I never have this texture whenever I'm wearing both of these together, but for some reason this by itself is just it's kind of a hot mess. Yeah, I mean, that pretty much sums everything up. That sums up all my feelings about it. I don't feel like it's worth the price. I don't know what skin type it would work for. If you like this foundation, please let me know and tell me how you use it, because maybe I will try it that way and maybe I'll like it that way. As of right now, with the foundation routine that I have, the primers, the setting powders, everything that I use, I don't know what I could do to make it work. So if you love it and you make it work, please tell me down in the comments below and I will get back to you. I would love to try your tips and tricks. And as always, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel before you leave if you aren't already. And I will see you all in Friday's video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.
We could be